Hey guys, Carlos from Spark again. I want to spend a couple more minutes now discussing some other hip mobility drills. So since we've been making some videos, people have asked even more questions about like, well, what else can I do to prepare my hips when I'm training? And so super important, our hip mobility is vital to allow us to frame properly, to move properly when we're grappling. So here's 3 new moves that are going to show us the way to get loose. So the first move, super simple. We're going to call it a duck, sit, and pivot. You can do this in standing. Right now we're going to show this in a sitting position. You're going to set up with your feet in somewhat of an L position. So my left foot is now facing forward and my right is 90 degrees away from my other side. And I'm going to pivot. I'm going to turn towards that side. I'm going to slightly load my front foot and I'm going to open the back hip. So I'm going to open it as far into 90 degrees as I can, providing the stretch and the mobility on the backside hip. I'm going to pivot so I'm facing forward. I'm going to pivot away, okay? As big a 90-degree angle as I can get to, right? So once I'm here, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to pivot open again. Each time you pivot, you're mobilizing that backside hip. You're working on your single foot stability because you're kind of shifting your weight a little bit, so that's very important. I might do 2 or 3 of those on each side before you get training to get those hips nice and loose. All right, move number 2, real simple. This one's a little bit more of a ballistic movement. It's going to be a little bit of a gasser. So if you can do 2 or 3 of these things without feeling like you're a bit winded, more power to you. I don't want to see you on the mat. So we're going to get into push-up position, and we're going to jump into kind of a straddle position. So we're here. My push-up position is nice and strong. My hands are heavy. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to jump so that my feet wind up outside of my hands. 1, 2, to here. I can stand from here and do any number of other drills. For right now, we're just going to hop back. My hands are heavy, okay? And then back down. I can add push-ups. I can add all kinds of upper body exercise. Another addition, really simple, is to do this 1 leg at a time. So same push-up position. So I'll start here, my hips slightly low, so I'm actually already stretching both hips. And then in one motion, switching the side. Switching the side, okay? Again, a set of 5 or 6 is plenty. This is all meant to kind of prepare you for the hip mobility that's required when we're training. So that's another great move to give a shot. All right, move number 3 is somewhat of an isometric kind of activity tolerance drill. It's a bit of a hip mobility. You can turn it into a lot of different cool things. Essentially, it's just a side plank with the top leg performing a couple different mobility variations. The bottom leg is going to be working pretty hard to maintain your stability, as is your shoulder. An important thing to set up when you're doing our side plank is that the armpit and the elbow sort of line up in a perpendicular line. So I'm down on my side, but I am not in a 90-degree angle of this shoulder. That would be about here, and I've already got some compression in that shoulder that always is not very comfortable. Plus, I'm not super strong there. So I'm going to get over top of that arm, set up in my side plank, and for right now, I got feet on top of one another. If this is too difficult on my balance, I might bring my feet into tandem or tandem forward, okay? Either way kind of works. And what we're going to show you now is a couple of variations on that move. So we're going to be in that side plank again. Your feet are on top. I'm going to take that top leg. I'm going to position it way out in front, trying to maintain this belly button line, my chest line straight ahead, and I'm going to bring it back. This is the tough one because you want to roll out. That's this left shoulder working, that's this hip. We can do variations where that hip is, the top leg and hip is coming into elevation. We can add rowing, we can add partner drills. Well, lots of different variation for that one. Again, it's gonna set up nice because so much of jiu-jitsu is framing, using those shoulder muscles isometrically. And so this is gonna drill just that technique and get you ready to roll. So that's 3 other movements that you can do before you roll or between training sessions to get your hips nice and loose. These are things that come to me via questions from my training partners. So if you have questions, please feel free to comment, like the video, share the content, and let us know what you want to see, and it'll be on our next set of videos. Those.